All right, let's get right into it. We're all looking for that extra bit of energy, right? A better mood, a healthier life. But what if the thing sabotaging us is something we eat every single day without even realizing it? Well, today we are breaking down a really simple, doctor-approved 5-step plan to find and tackle those hidden sugars so you can get your health back on track.
So what's the number to keep in mind? 6. Just 6 teaspoons. That's the absolute maximum amount of added sugar we should have in a whole day. And yeah, I know, that probably sounds pretty low, because what most of us are actually eating is, well, it's pretty shocking.
The reality? The average person is downing double, sometimes even triple that amount. And we're not talking about a once-in-a-while treat. For a lot of us, this is an everyday thing. So you've got to ask, where on earth is all this sugar coming from?
It's not just the obvious stuff, the cakes, the cookies, the sodas. The real sneaky villain here is the sugar hiding in foods we actually think are good for us. The doctor behind this plan even said he used to do the same thing. He ditched the sweets for so-called healthy snacks that were just packed with sugar.
Okay, just think about a normal morning. You start with a bowl of granola. That's 4 teaspoons right there. A glass of juice? Bam, another 4. You grab a snack bar on your way out the door? That's 3 more. And that fancy iced coffee you love? That's a full day's limit in 1 cup. 6 teaspoons. Seriously, before you've even thought about lunch, you've already smashed through your daily sugar allowance.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. We'll look at where sugar's hiding, then why not all sugar's the same, and the real cost of eating too much of it. Then we'll get to the good stuff, the 5-step takedown. And we'll wrap up with the secret weapon that makes it all stick, protein.
All right, section 2. Not all sugar is equal. This is all about why an apple is not the same as apple juice. This is such a crucial point. You hear people say sugar is sugar, but your body could not disagree more. It handles them in totally different ways. Let's dig into why that is. It all comes down to something the doctor calls protective packaging. Think of it like this. When you eat a whole apple, you're not just getting sugar. It comes bundled with all this amazing fiber and antioxidants. That fiber creates this sort of gel-like shield in your gut, and it slows everything down. It means the sugar is released slowly and steadily into your bloodstream. The result? You get sustained energy, not that crazy spike and the horrible crash that follows. So let's put them side by side. The whole apple, it's packed with fiber, the sugar absorption is slow and steady, and it actually makes you feel full. The apple juice? All that amazing fiber has been completely stripped away, so you get this massive, fast sugar spike, and you're still hungry. Just think about it. You can chug the sugar from 4 apples in a glass of juice in like 30 seconds. But could you eat 4 whole apples? No way, it would take forever. Okay, so now that we know the difference, let's talk about section 3, the real cost of sugar. Because all that free sugar, the stuff that's been stripped of its fiber, it has a huge impact that goes way, way beyond just gaining a little weight. In the short term, in your day-to-day life, that extra sugar is what's zapping your energy. It's what makes your mood feel like it's all over the place, and the real kicker? It just makes you crave more sugar. It can even wreck your sleep. I mean, if any of that sounds familiar, there's a good chance hidden sugar is the one to blame.
And looking down the road, the long-term picture is, well, it's a lot more serious. We're talking about a higher risk for some really major health problems. Things like fatty liver disease, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, even cognitive decline and dementia. And the science linking sugar to these issues just gets stronger and stronger. So what's actually going on inside your body? Well, that excess sugar is basically doing a 3-pronged attack. First, it completely disrupts the good bacteria in your gut. Second, it causes low-grade inflammation all over your body. And third, it puts your liver into overdrive, forcing it to convert all that extra sugar into fat for storage.
Okay, enough of the bad news, right? We've covered the what and the why. Now it's time for the how. Let's get into section 4, the 5-step takedown. This is your practical, actionable guide to start taking back control. Here are the 5 steps we're going to cover. Fix your breakfast, rethink your drinks, master your cravings, shop smarter, and the big one, eat enough protein.
All right, step 1. Fix your breakfast. Are you on the sugar roller coaster? Because for most people, that's exactly where it starts. You kick off the day with cereal or toast and jam, and boom, you're on a ride. You get a huge energy spike, but then comes the inevitable crash just a couple hours later. And what happens then? You're desperate for more sugar. That whole vicious cycle gets going before it's even 10 in the morning.
Step 2 is a game changer. Rethink your drinks. Liquid sugar is maybe the sneakiest of them all because it just doesn't register as food. It doesn't make you feel full at all. The traps are everywhere, from fizzy drinks and juice to those sweetened oat milks. But the good news is the swaps are super simple. Just switching to water or a simple iced tea or black coffee can slash your sugar intake like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, step 3 is all about mastering those cravings. The next time that urge for something sweet hits you hard, just pause. Take a breath and ask yourself 3 quick questions. 1. Am I actually hungry? If the answer is yes, grab a snack that's high in protein. 2. Am I just thirsty? So often we think we want sugar when our body is just screaming for water. Have a glass and see what happens. And 3, is this really about comfort? Maybe you're stressed or bored or tired. If that's the case, a walk or a call with a friend can work way better than a cookie. Step 4. Shop smarter. Let's be real, the battle is won or lost in the grocery store aisles. So here's a pro tip, a simple rule of thumb to make it easy. Just look at the nutrition label and find the per 100 grams column. If the sugar in that column is 5 grams or less, you're good to go. It's like a secret code that helps you ignore all the flashy, confusing marketing on the front of the box.
And that brings us to our final section. And honestly, this might be the most important step of all. We're calling it the foundational fix, and it's all about protein. This is the one thing that makes all the other steps actually work and stick for the long haul.
There's a quote from the doctor that just hits the nail on the head. This is what changes everything long term. So why is protein such a big deal? Because it attacks the problem at its source. It goes right to the root cause of why we crave sugar in the first place.
It all comes down to simple biology, really. Out of all the things we eat, protein is what makes us feel the most full and satisfied. So when you build your meals around a good source of protein, you just stay fuller for way longer. And when you're not hungry, that nagging urge to grab something sweet just kind of fades away.
And don't worry, building a protein-first meal is not complicated at all. Here's the formula. Start with your main protein. That could be some tofu, fish, or chicken. Then add another plant-based protein if you can, like some beans or lentils, and then just load up the rest of your plate with fiber. We're talking leafy greens, tons of colorful vegetables. That's it. That's the combo that really helps you break that craving cycle for good.
So when you boil it all down, this isn't about declaring war on sugar and banning it from your life forever. It's not about restriction. It's about changing your relationship with it. It's about shifting from sugar being a mindless everyday habit to it being a mindful, intentional treat that you truly enjoy. So that leaves us with one last question, a little food for thought. For you, right now, is your sugar a mindless habit or is it a mindful treat?